All must land a minimum of 8 hard kicks, or they'll be penalized 1 point off of each judge's scorecard. The bouts are scored on a 10-point must-scoring system, with the 3 judges at ringside scoring the fighter who wins 10 points and the fighter who loses up to 10 points. The fighters all wear regulation boxing gloves on their hands, either 8 or 10-ounce gloves, depending on their weight, and standard karate foam, foot, and shin pads to protect their feet and shins and to protect their opponents.
Steve Demencuk making his way to the ring. John, do you think we'll see evidence of that one way or the other early on in the fight, or will it take a while?
I would think that if Demencuk is going to be affected by what happened to him against Troy Dorsey, that we will see that within the first 2 or 3 rounds.
Okay, well, the contestants are in the ring. The champion, Steve Demencuk, the challenger, Aldaberto Leal, and we go up to our ring announcer, Vin Esposito.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first in the red corner from Warwick, Rhode Island. He is 28 years old. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighs in at 120 pounds. He has a kickboxing record of 23 wins, 6 losses, and no draws, with 14 of those wins by knockout. He is the ISKA #3 world ranked bantamweight contender, Warwick's own Aldaberto Leal. And in the blue corner from Manchester, New Hampshire, he is 23 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighed in at 120 pounds. He has a kickboxing record of 23 wins, 5 losses, and no draws, with 14 of those wins by knockout. He is the ISKA 2-ranked bantamweight contender. He is the ISKA United States bantamweight champion, Steve Demencuk.
Well, John, if there was any doubt about anybody's motivation in this fight,
for this championship bout,
that little square-off we saw there while the announcements were being made certainly would indicate that doubt is now resolved, as these 2 guys were jawing each other pretty good, and just a slight bit of shoving there at the end by Aldaberto Leal, and it looks like this could get real exciting real quick.
I don't know who won the battle of the words up there. They were going at each other pretty tough, both sides.
It's hard to win those when you're the shorter man. You have the guys looking down on you. It's hard to look like you're winning them. At any rate, we are just about to have the instructions from referee Ronnie Mestis, and here we go for up to the ring for that.
Fighters, remember, 8 minimum kicks per round. When I say break, we break clean. It's going to be awful loud in here, so pay attention. Anything besides the fighter's feet touch the ground, you must stop the attack. Let's have a good, clean fight. Good luck.
Well, here we go. Not much left now, but the actual getting right down to it. And again, as we say, war of the words, at least setting the pace of this battle early on.
I'll tell you, these fighters are going to have to put on a pretty good show with their kicks and punches to match what they just give it through. And here they come.
And they start fast.
A lot of grabbing right now, pushing around. Leal is in there talking to him still.
Sure is. Interesting, too, Aldaberto likes that body art. We're going to have to try to figure out what those tattoo, we've got a big tattoo on his back is. Demencuk certainly aggressive. One of those punches really very effective there by Demencuk, all taken on the gloves or high on the head.
This crowd is so loud here that we can hardly hear ourselves.
It is, yeah, it is a little difficult to hear. Of course, as we say, Leal, a hometown guy, so he's got this crowd squarely on his side. Caught a little off balance against those ropes there was Leal. Demencuk certainly the aggressor here.
Right now, Demencuk looks real tight. I don't know, again, if the emotion of this fight has got him snugged up in the arms, but he's throwing everything a little pushy, and he really hasn't been on target with anything.
Yeah, it's almost like he's trying too hard. Do you suppose it's this fight, or do you suppose possibly that's a result of what we saw down in Nevada against Troy Dorsey?
I would guess it's maybe just the emotion now, coming back, having an emotional fight with a guy that he obviously doesn't like right now that much.
And Demencuk caught there with his foot through the ropes as he missed a kick. Leal taking a chance to take a quick free pop right there. Ronnie Mestis breaking him up quickly. And again, clinching, grabbing, holding, and pushing.
Ronnie Mestis needs to get in there and break him a little quicker.
Good counter right by Leal there. Snap Demencuk's head back.
Leal's still talking to Demencuk. They're getting there, and he's whispering in his ear. I don't think he's saying anything nice either.
A paucity of action here in this first round as we come to the end of the first round. Leal still talking. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Larry.
Action from that first round as we see Demencuk advancing here, John.
Good right hand right there on the end of that. Leal hit him, and then Demencuk comes right back with his own left hand over the top. Right there in the corner.
Kick and move.
Jared Potenza is just dressing Aldaberto Leal
Boy,
down.
he sure is, in no uncertain terms. Stop playing the game and fight. Get your hands up. How did you score that first round, John?
I had it even. I think both guys talked more than they punched or kicked.
Well, as we start this second round, the aggression is still there on both people's part. And Demencuk is fond of catching that leg high, getting it up on his shoulder, and pulling Leal around just a little bit. Ronnie Mestis is not going to put up with very much of that, I don't think. Good right hand by Leal there. Didn't appear to be damaging, though. Good counter right hand there by Leal. Caught Demencuk coming in.
Demencuk thus far has been the aggressor. He's really coming pushing on. That could be a result of the Troy Dorsey fight. He might be thinking here he's got a chance to come back and show everybody that he's still strong, that he hasn't lost any of his heart.
Another good counter right hand by Leal off of that kick that Demencuk missed. You know, you wonder if this isn't a game being played by Leal to try to make Demencuk get angry and get a little careless, because Demencuk certainly has been careless here in this second round anyway.
Leal has not impressed me with his ability to kick with Demencuk, and Demencuk really should be using those kicks more than trying to get in there and match hands, because Leal has had better timing with the hands.
Dan Walker along with John Worley here in Warwick, Rhode Island for this scheduled 9-round U.S. Bantamweight Championship fight. The challenger in the red, Aldaberto Leal, from here in Warwick, Rhode Island, so that's why the crowd is on his side. The champion is, of course, Steve Demencuk from New Hampshire, and Steve right now is really not fighting in control, I can't say. Can you, John?
No, in fact, he just got a couple of good shots in from Leal. Again, he's trying to fight Leal's fight. He's trying to fight tough guy. And he ought to be moving around and using his kicks, because he's got good kicks, and he's not really going out and using those kicks effectively.
Referee Ronnie Mestis now admonishing them both to watch their holding. And here's the start of the third round. John, how did you score that last round?
I gave that last round to Leal, 10-9, so I've got him ahead now, 20-19 after 2 rounds. But we've got pandemonium here, folks.
We certainly do. This crowd is very vocal. I think this is probably what they've been waiting for the entire night. Good counter right hand as Demencuk was starting to kick. Leal stepped just to the side, threw the right hand, caught him square in the face.
We said at the top of the show, Aldaberto Leal might have an opportunity here to catch Demencuk on an emotional downstroke. And I tell you, thus far, that would appear to be the case. He's had the sharper punches. Demencuk is fighting a lot out of emotion. He's trying to fight like a tough guy. He's not thinking, it looks to me like he's just bearing in, and Leal has better timing right now.
And, yeah, as you say, certainly Demencuk is not doing what he wants to do up there. He's not fighting the fight he wants to fight. Maybe we'll get a chance later on to go into his corner and hear what's being said to him. Again, third round action here. Demencuk looks angry, John. Anger doesn't work in this kind of a sport. You can't fight angry. It won't work. It never does.
Well, you need to be able to fight with a contained anger. You know, you need to have the kind of anger that works to your benefit, that doesn't let you get out of control.
Yeah, and he's crossed that line. He really has.
Yeah, he has. There again, running, when you see him charging at Leal like that,
yeah,
that's emotion. That's not intelligence. Once again, Leal catching him with 2 or 3 punches on the way in and tying him up. Now, Ronnie Mestis.
I think Ronnie thought he heard the bell there, and indeed he may have. Good counter left hand again by by Leal. As you say, Leal not really the superior kicker here, but winning the fight just by making Demencuk fight his fight, Leal's fight.
There's an elbow. An elbow then that we saw from Steve Demencuk. Estes didn't catch that one. He spun around throwing left elbow.
Not what you want to see as we end the third round here. Out of control if you see the way he's lunging. This is not what Demencuk wants to do.
Well, still kind of early in this fight. Nice hook kick then. I think Demencuk feels that he's the stronger fighter. You know, I'm just stronger than this guy, and if I can get in there, I'll finally be able to get inside on him and beat him up.
Another good counter right hand.
Time. That was a forearm.
And referee Ronnie Mestis.
You all right?
Mestis.
He stopped the time here. He stopped the time to give Leal an opportunity to kind of collect himself after getting hit with a spinning forearm. Once again, Leal, I think, fighting very intelligently. He decided, I'll just take a little break, and that'll frustrate Demencuk even more.
He wasn't hurt until Mestis asked him if he needed some time.
You're right.
Leal fighting a very smart fight right now. Very smart fight. This is not the Steve Demencuk we've seen before, John.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Some of what we're seeing here is something that we expect out of Demencuk when he was fighting maybe his fourth or fifth or sixth fight.
Well, he's throwing aggressive action, and maybe after he burns off a little of this emotion, maybe in a sense fatigue might actually work for Steve Demencuk's favor at this point.
Although as we go to we're here in the fourth round, he had better be making that adjustment relatively quickly. Did you give that last round as well to Leal?
I did. I've got Leal up by 2 points now, 30-28. Just on hitting with the cleaner shots, picking his shots better. He's holding, and Mestis is not really staying on top of it.
Is that a tattoo of a bull on Leal's back? Is that what that is? Takes him the entire back.
Leal picked up his front kick to the body, then stuck it up to the face. Nice technique.
And again, defensive kicking off that rope. It's a hard thing to do. Round 5, let's take a little look at that elbow that Demencuk threw in that last round.
Well, Demencuk is frustrated. He's walking into a lot of stuff. He doesn't get hurt, but he's getting mad. You see him now. He's just angry. He throws there, boom, right there. The right elbow comes around. Now, he was actually trying to hit with the back fist, but when he saw that Leal was in there close, he said, I'll go ahead and hit him with whatever's there.
Now, here comes Demencuk in the 5th round, storming across the ring again. Heard in between rounds, Demencuk's corner trying to say, Steve, relax, calm down, get control of yourself, but it doesn't seem to be working.
He's chasing Leal around the ring, following him around the ring. He's not slowly cutting off the ring. So he's trying to get inside, but he's doing it all the wrong way.
And also at the last of that round, as we left for the break, Demencuk jumping up and down, trying to, screaming at Leal, trying to continue the fight through the break. I cannot imagine Steve still in the 5th round of a 9-round fight being this angry and out of control.
Leal was just warned by Ronnie Mestis for a second time about holding. He said, a low shot, low punch, right? Yeah. That was south of the border a long way. I think he hit him on the knees almost.
and I'll tell you the truth, I'm not sure it was an accident.
I kind of think. Okay, here we go.
Now we have referee Ron Mestis, who is taking a point away from Aldaberto Leal for holding.
I think that it's absolutely a good call.
Yes, it is. And I think your analysis is right, no question about it. Leal is frustrating Demencuk by holding him and bullying him toward making him lose control. And it's working.
Yeah, it is. It is working. But if Mestis will take an active role there to step in there and start to spank his hands by giving those point penalties, then it's going to make this fight a little different fight.
Well, now, did I just see a display of sportsmanship there?
I think what happened there is that Demencuk said, I could have hit you with my elbow, but I didn't. And Leal said, yeah, you're right.
Okay, well, let's go into Aldaberto Leal's corner and see if we can hear.
Tie him up. Can't throw one kick and tie it up. Now, he's trying to be nice to you now. He said, oh, nice round. Don't listen to that shit. You know how you work. You got to reach down. There's more than that in there. You're not out of gas. You got to believe it. You're not out of gas. Kick, punch, spin him off the rope.
And as we move to some from action from last round here, we could hear Leal's corner. A sense of urgency in their voices. I think they sense that they have a fight here that is very, very winnable at this point as we enter round number 6.
Saw another shot of that low blow there.
You're right, too, John. It was low, doesn't begin to describe it.
Nice hook kicked in by Aldaberto Leal. You're right, in his corner, I think Leal was maybe complaining that he was getting tired. He's starting to feel the effects of the pace that Steve Demencuk has put on him here.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Even though Demencuk has been walking into a lot of stuff, he has been putting a constant push on Aldaberto Leal, and he still has 4 more rounds to go in this fight.
And, of course, it's always harder to fight backing up than it is coming forward. What do you have the score at now, John?
Well, with the 1-point holding foul in that 5th round, I gave the last round to Demencuk by a 10-9, actually a 10-8 margin. I've got the fight now 48-47 in favor of Leal.
So unofficially, the fight has tightened up just a little bit here. Demencuk seems at this point to be just a little bit more in control than he was, although certainly not the fighter that we have seen in the past.
Break team. Watch the clinching. Wait.
Once again, Ronnie Macias warning for clinching. I think Leal is showing a lot of fatigue. He's getting tired. This pace is starting to really have its toll on him.
Well, that defending that kind of aggression is going to be it's going to wear you down, no question about it. Leal is sucking for air right now, taking some deep breaths. He shouldn't be having to do that at this point.
He may also be just looking to get, maybe a breather here in this 6th round, try to come back and finish strong for the last 3.
Defensive flurry by Leal there on the ropes. A couple of shots got in, nothing damaging, but scoring points nevertheless.
Leal maybe getting a break here because Demencuk is starting to have some tape come undone around his glove. If the referee notices that, he'll stop it and make him fix that tape, give him a little rest time.
We are back for the 7th round of this U.S. Bantamweight Championship fight. Steve Demencuk in the black pants and the challenger Aldaberto Leal in the red. And John, you were saying earlier that you thought maybe that last round that Leal was taking it as a breather, and we heard in the corner that very talk coming from Leal's cornerman saying, okay, now you got to go back out there and do it again. So it looks like you were right.
Leal also is dropping those hands again and yelling at Demencuk, trying, I think, again to put him into some emotion. But Demencuk maybe is a little tired himself and not quite as receptive to that kind of thing.
Well, here in the 7th round, a scheduled 9-rounder, and the pace has been frantic. There's no two ways about that. So now Ronnie Macias after Demencuk again for the elbow.
Low kick.
Another low kick. Now,
Get him up.
I would think one more of those, and Ronnie will want to get a point off of it. Do you see Demencuk being a little bit more in control this round? He seems like maybe it is the fatigue.
Absolutely. I think he's calmed down a little bit. He's not as mad as he was when they first stepped in the ring here. He's a little more tired. It's actually working to his benefit. Still lunging a little bit, but not as out of control by a long shot. Good left hand in. Leal obviously tired, sitting there with his back to the ropes, just leaning against those ropes.
Where do you have it now scoring, John?
I've got it dead even after the 6th round, 57 points apiece. But Demencuk coming back now and taking control of this fight a little bit more. He's landing more blows as the fight wears on.
And kick hurt him.
Demencuk's looking very confident as he comes off the stool here now. I think he really feels like he is starting to take control of this fight. He feels he's in better shape.
And not a minute too soon either if he wants to have a clear victory here.
Well, you know, to go away tonight with losing the U.S. title after losing in his bid for a world title only 3 months ago would be awfully hard to come back from.
We would certainly find out what Steve is made of if that happens.
Scoring cleanly now. Leal seemingly moving away and just laying those legs up there. He's really not kicking with a lot of authority.
Nice little kick there.
Kind of a love tap. They didn't have a lot on it.
Yeah.
Would score some points. Oh, nice back kick in. That was one that hurt Leal. And when you're tired anyhow and someone lands one of those back kicks to the body, it's just 3 times as bad.
And Leal now clearly showing a nice one into the kidney here. Leal is showing a very tired face to Steve Demencuk right now. And that, of course, has to give Demencuk some confidence.
Fight out! Fight out! Fight out! You gotta let go! You gotta let go!
Good combination there by Leal. But I don't think he's got much on him now. I don't think Demencuk is impressed.
Another good left, the right hand taking on the gloves.
Once again, he's holding. That's what his corner has told him to do. So when he gets inside, grab on, clinch him. It's not within the rules, not within the framework of the rules. Definitely holding there.
Well, tired as they may be, they're still fighting, boy. They're still doing it.
Demencuk is getting really frustrated. When he gets in there now, he's in there so tight, he's still trying to kick from punching range.
As we come to the end of round 8, we'll be back for the 9th and final round after this.
Well, early going in the fight, they were trying to get the emotion going from Demencuk. Leal's corner between this last round, they're trying to get some emotion fired up in their guy.
And in the corner, you heard the magic words. That's what the whole thing is down to. 2 minutes. Leal's corner feeling that if he holds on and fights well for 2 minutes, the fight is his. We'll have to see. How do you have it scored, John?
I've got Demencuk up now by 2 points. I had him coming back strong starting in about the 6th or 5th round, actually. He's been winning this fight.
Now another forehand to the back of the ear there by Demencuk.
Well, Leal's trying
spinning back fist.
Leal is trying to make a strong finish here. And I don't know what kind of impact this crowd might have on these judges. You never know. You know, sometimes those things can cause some influence.
Well, if for no other reason than the question of whether you're going to get out of here alive if you score the fight the wrong way. I mean, that's something that you have to consider.
Demencuk has pushed the action all the way from the first bell. He jumped across the line, and he hasn't stopped, I don't think, for 2 seconds. Leal giving a great, courageous effort and shows a lot of caginess. There's a lot of guys that can learn a lot about gamemanship from watching Leal.
Yeah. Leal's definitely a gamer. You wonder, as many times as this is the 5th time these guys have fought each other, I'm surprised they can get as up for this as they can get after 4 other fights.
Yeah, it just seems like they certainly haven't any lack of energy for this thing at all. They're going at it all the time.
And both corners just exhorting their fighters. I don't know what other word to use. They're just screaming at them. As we come down to the end of this fight, both corners obviously thinking that their man has a chance to win it. We're in the 9th and final round of this U.S. Bantamweight Championship.
Well, this is going to be a close one.
Well, I'll tell you, now that it's all over, they're hugging and telling each other good fight, walking around the ring. I tell you, that was as exciting a fight. The technique was not something that you're going to write home about, but as an exciting a fight as you're going to see in a while. John, how did you have it scored at the end?
I ended up with Steve Demencuk with a 2-point edge. I had the end last each, but I'm not official here. We'll see what the judges have to say.
We'll sure find out in 1 minute when we come back to hear the decision on this.
Judge Wallace scores the fight 87 to 83. Judge Sawyer scores the fight 88 to 84. Judge Thibodeau scores the fight 86.5 to 84. Winner by unanimous decision, and still U.S. champion Steve Demencuk.
Well, there you have it. And I'm going to have to tell you, by a considerably wider margin than either John or I would have guessed, Steve Demencuk retaining his U.S. Bantamweight championship, and I guess in no small part due to action like we're about to see right here, as we see Steve Demencuk with a spinning back fist, I think is what's coming up here. High on the top of the head, but when you're in the 9th round, that kind of stuff will hurt you.
Steve, that was a heck of a job there. It seemed like you guys didn't have a lot of love lost in those early rounds.
No, we were not there awfully mean at each other. We said a few words in the beginning just to get ourselves going, and it worked. Didn't feel the way I should have. Again, it was the 3rd fight in a row I've had bad luck with my balance and my combinations. I don't know if it's lack of speed work or lack of combination work. I don't know, but I'm glad I finally got a win in the past 3-4 months, and I'm getting ready for another one. Either Danny Melendez or David DiCarlo get me warmed up for another world title fight with Troy Dorsey.
We were talking early out about whether the fight with Dorsey would have had a physical or psychological impact on you. Did it put you down for any time as far as your attitude, or did you come back strong?
No, I got right back in the ring the next few days. I was really upset with myself for getting hit with that one spinning kick. Plus, I went out in the early rounds in that fight again, too slow. I got to work something in the ring with my trainer and get these fights going in the early rounds, start getting some knockouts.
Well, it looked again like a real good comeback fight for you. You had to work for this one. It was a tough fight. Leal did a good job. He showed us a lot of gamemanship in this fight.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good time back for you. And I think that we'll see again maybe a different Steve Demencuk going back into the ring with Troy Dorsey the next time around. Dan?
Well, thanks, John, and of course still U.S. Bantamweight champion Steve Demencuk. We will be right back after this.
I mean, it had some